Welcome to my channel, Clark Kent. It's been a while since I did have my reading vlog. It was last year, and now I'm back on track. I come here with a new segment. Yes, I don't know yet of how the name which I have to call with my new segment, but it's going to be, leveling several things which have got to do with books. And yes, we are going to start with, tiering the books written by one of my favorite authors, Patrick Ness. Yes, I've read most of his books. Also, although there are some that I haven't yet done reading. I'm still reading in fact one of his books right now. Yes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to tier or level the books written by Patrick Ness. In fact, I have here certain categories where I will place each of the books written by the aforementioned author. And you will know later on what these categories are. Yes. And yeah, it's going to flash on screen in a while. Let's just wait for it. Okay, there it is. Okay. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. In fact, great impact or influence in my reading experience. Yes, these are books which made me ugly cry, after reading those books. Yes, the next level is what we call Commendable Tier. It's good, although its effects are not as impressive as the first level or the highest level, Superb Tier. Very good tier, well, it has a potential. Yes, although it should have been done in a very different way, the way which I expected from Patrick Ness, because I know his styles of writing. Mid tier, that means I don't love this book that much. But I cannot give, Patrick Ness lower than 3 stars. Yes, yeah, I have that bias. Haven't read tier means I haven't read the book yet. So I have here a number of books written by Patrick Ness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. I've read 10 of his books so far with the 3 novella, in his case walking trilogy. Okay, now let's start with the book which actually made me cry for over a week. It made me cry in a rebirth. Yes, because after I read the book, I was like, oh my God, what did I read? Its effects to me was so immense that I was able to move on for quite a long time. Okay? Yes, and this book I'm referring to is, yes, Monster Calls. I'm going to place it in this level Superb Tier. Yes. You know what? Almost all of my friends who've read Monster Calls would certainly agree with me that this one is the best book of Patrick Ness. Yeah. I highly recommend you to read this one. This is just a very short read. You'd be able to finish that in one sitting only. You'd cry there because of its theme. Yes. Especially if you have ailing, parents, brothers, sisters, or somebody you're close with. Okay? Yeah. It has certain issues as well, other than, the particular matter that which I have mentioned. I'm not going to talk more about that, so you won't get spoiled. Yeah. I don't want this theory spoilery. So, yeah. Next one here is Train Wife. I've heard a lot of good things about Train Wife, but unfortunately I haven't read it yet, so I place it here. Haven't read here. I'm planning to read that one. Okay, if I have the copy, I definitely would grab that one eventually and read it. Okay. All right. The next one here is something that I have just read. I've done reading that one just yesterday. Yes. And the style of Patrick Ness in writing this one is, a bit different from the usual prose, he has written so far. Because this one, in fact, is historical, some sort, historical fantasy. Yes. There are certain accounts there which are real. And this one is, in fact, burn, I'm gonna place it. I'm not as impressed as Monster Calls. Yes, so I'm just going to place it here in very good tier. It has certain potential. If only it's done in an impressive way. There's a potential there. Yes. In fact, when I read the book, I certainly remembered more than this. Yes, which is another book which I read written by Patrick Ness. This is in fact the second, I think. No, the third book that I've read of Patrick Ness. Mhm. And when I read this one, I rather read it with some of my friends, here in our country. There were about five of us who rather read this one. And almost everybody would agree that this one is a very good book. No, I'm not referring to the tier here. I mean, this one is a commendable read. Why? Why? I love the way Patrick Ness twisted the tone of more than this. Yes. In the first part, you would certainly, oh, this one is contemporary. But in the second part, you say, what? What did you do, Patrick Ness? You changed. You changed the tone of it. And at the same time, the texture, shall I say. Because it's quite different, the parts one and two. The next book, which I'm gonna, show you is The Rest of Us Just Live Here. Supposedly, I've had a copy of this one last month, but unfortunately, the seller of this book changed her mind. She would have sold it to me for only 120 pesos. Yes, and I'm so sad that that I wasn't able to have this that time. I'm sorry, but I haven't read it yet. Although I'm still planning. There's a mixed reaction into this book, given by my friends. Some of my friends would say that this one is, in fact, very good. Although there are some saying, no, this is not worth your time to read. Okay? Yeah, there's another one which I haven't read. This one is, yes, and the sky, blah, blah. This is a very long title, no? But I haven't read this one. And the oceans which are sky. Sorry, I can't really see that one. But yes, I've read its premise, and it's so much like a classic novel. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Moby Dick classic novel. Mhm. Next, next is in fact something that made me felt disappointed after reading this one because I had lots of expectations there in that book. I love the premise, but when I read the book, what is this? Oh my God, this is just a waste of time. Okay, but I'm sorry I haven't, included here bad tier. So I'm gonna place it in mid tier. Okay, I'm sorry, Patrick Ness, but so far this is the book, which disappointed me. It's in fact included in my 2020 worst read. Sorry, I just didn't love how Patrick Ness, blended what we call parallel world and real world, or the fantasy world in the real world. I don't like it. I didn't, find the connection of the two worlds. Okay, that's why when I, finished reading that one, is that all? So what's the implication of the roads there? I was like, it was like, oh my God. I just waited like 6 hours of my time reading this one. Okay, now I'm very excited to present to you the next books. Yes, this is in fact a series. Yeah, although, even if it's a series, I have a different views on books 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's start with The Knife of Never Letting Go. Yes, I in fact binge read this as well. No, not binge read. I read this with my friends all over the Philippines. Yes. The first book of the Chaos Walking trilogy is The Knife of Never Letting Go. Yes. Oh, by the way, the movie version of this book is now available. You can download it, but sorry, I did not continue watching it because I'm disappointed. Even in the first 20 minutes of the book, I did not continue because I cringe. it's quite different. I'm disappointed. Sorry, I'm so critical about this. Okay, but it's just that I felt like I was shortchanged in the first few minutes of the movie series. No, not series of the movie because it's not a series. Okay, that's why I had to stop. The way the sparkles, for example, were depicted. It's very far or different. The noise, it's very different, which is in fact the most exciting element here. That's really a big disappointment in movie. But in so far as book is concerned, I would, place the Knife of Neverland a commendable tier. I place it there. Okay, it's amazing book. I tell you, a very good start for a series. And when I continued reading the books, the Ask and the Answer, which is the second book, I was impressed. Yes, this one, in fact, is now much more intense than the first one because it's where the groups of people actually fought over the supremacy in a certain place. Yes, you will love it. No, I would love to recommend this to people who'd like reading sci-fi. This is a very good book and highly political. Yes, some of my friends would agree with me that this one is highly political. So I place it superb tier. Okay. And the other one is its conclusion, Masters of Man. Yes, this one is also an epic finale. I love it. I love how Patrick Ness ended the series with war between these groups of people and these creatures. No, I love it. It was a heart-wrenching end. I tell you, if you have a copy, please read them now, the series. Place it in superb tier. Okay? All right. So, yes, let me recap those books which, fall under superb tier, the Monster Calls, the Ask and the Answer, Monsters of Man, Commendable Tier. We have More Than These, Knife of Never Letting Go, very good tier, which is my recent read. This one is just a very good tier. It's good. There's a potential. Meta tier, I did not enjoy this one and haven't read tier. These are some books which I have a plan to read. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've read 7 only. I don't know if I've missed out a book of Patrick Ness, which I have read already. But so far, these are the books I've remembered. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for watching. How about you? How do you level or tier the books of Patrick Ness? Let me know in the comment section of this vlog. This is again Clark, and don't forget, before we end this one, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Clark Ken, and push the notification bell if you want to have or know some updates of my vlogs. Yes, I assure myself to be back on track right now. I'm gonna devote, my time, making, some vlogs about reading. Yes, I'm so excited to make some. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for watching. This is again Clark.